All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my look ahead to this week's new comic releases for New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. So these are some of the books that are coming out either Tuesday or Wednesday that are either selling at a premium, things you should be keeping an eye on, things that just caught my eye that I find interesting, some new number ones, etc., things like that. Hopefully you find this series helpful. Hopefully you find everything here on the channel interesting. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's books, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back. All right, well, let's not waste any time. Let's just get right into it and get into it with the buzz books. And we do have some books to talk about right off the bat, starting with this Ultimate Black Panther 1. This thing is already pre-selling like it's Ultimate Spider-Man 1. I think people are putting the cart ahead of the horse here. Have you read it? Like, there was a reason Ultimate Spider-Man jumped, and I believe a lot had to do with the story. We don't even know what this story is as far as I don't know. Maybe there's people just hoping it's underprinted, hoping the reaction's going to be the same. I don't know. This seems like a lot of hope more than substance, but we'll see. We will see. There's a lot to look at here because cover A sold out in most online places already, and your shop's probably going to be inundated with phone calls saying, hold this, can I have this, hold this, whether your shop will sell these for cover or even pull them themselves to sell them at a premium. This is what we're dealing with because of FOMO. We're looking at pre-sales of this cover A already hitting $35 in some cases, 30, 40 I've even seen for the cover A, and then the other covers, just like Ultimate Spider-Man, start to rise with that swell. They're not at the same level, but 15 to 25 is not unheard of for the B, C, and D covers. You can also see the asking prices have risen, with cover A looking for $40 to $45. It isn't even out yet. Didn't even come out yet. And $30 for the Boss Logic, which I actually really like. I like that Boss Logic cover, but looking for $30 there. And look, somebody sold already 17. And the same thing with that $45 pre-sales. Already sold 17 copies. Why? Why are you paying these prices? I don't know. I will see if I can get one for cover price on Wednesday. And if I do, I do. If I don't, oh well. I'll just wait for the second print, I guess. But that's just me. I don't know. I'm just warning you, this doesn't look like it's something that I would bank on long term. Just saying. Just be wary. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying be wary of throwing too much money too soon at something, hoping to get a return. Just be patient. But what's different about this book a little bit than the Ultimate Spider-Man is because Ultimate Spider-Man, even today, you can get some of those ratios for cheaper. The 1 in 10 is probably the cheapest book out of all of them for Ultimate Spider-Man 1. But here, again, I'm going to show you, we do have, again, the Boss Logic there in the middle, and there's pretty cool on the throne, and then, is that a Torrin Clark? I can't remember all the artists that did these covers, but these are the B, C, and D covers. There are incentives as well. There is a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25, and even a 1 in 100 Virgin incentive because it's Marvel and they love selling you those incentives, those Virgin versions. Quickly, let's take a look at the 1 in 25, which, unlike the Spider-Man, people are fishing and already getting a little bit of a premium. Not a ton, but 30 to 50, some early pre-sales on the 1 in 25. Asking prices, well, one's looking for $30, and the only ones I could find there were Comic Biz, and they're looking for $30. If you're in the US, you got to pay another $20 in shipping, so that's a $50 buy. And then there's one at auction with a few bids, still a few days to go. Those are the only ones listed right now that I could find as of Sunday night. That's what I'm recording this. So the 1 in 25, again, be wary of all of these books, but this is what's happening with the market. I just caution you not to get FOMO. The 1 in 100, similar, but not quite the levels that you're seeing on the cover A or even the 1 in 25 percentage wise. Yes, there was one sale for 126. So that was above ratio. That was back on January 30th. So a few days ago, less than a week ago. Fine. Asking prices right now for the 1 to 100 are searching and fishing for about $300. Just be wary, just be patient, but can't ignore what the market is doing. So this is what we're looking at right now. Pre-sales. Book's not even out yet. Regular old cover price book. And apart from it being the ultimate version of Black Panther, why? You explain to me why the prices. And before you get into, well, it's underprinted to what? Compared to what? And before you start saying demand, where did that demand come from? Is that demand just there because of how popular Ultimate Spider-Man was? Because I'm pretty sure the regular Black Panther title doesn't have this kind of heat on it either. So ask yourself why people are paying this much money. Why they feel the need to have to pay this much money so soon before the book's even out yet. That's all I'm asking you to do. You think about it. You come up with your own reasons. You don't have to rely on what I say. You come up with your own reasons. You do your own digging and research. Talk to people. Then you tell me why that book is worth $40 before it even hit the shelf. Okay? Now, another book we're going to see a lot of and is not selling for anywhere near those prices. And when I say there's a lot, I'm not covering all of them. But we are getting a new Thundercats series. But unfortunately, it's coming out of Dynamite. I say unfortunately because I've complained and continue to complain about the sheer volume of covers that Dynamite releases for these books. It's dumbfounding. It really is. If you count all the retailer exclusives also on this book, we're talking there's like 70 or 80 covers for this thing. I'm not exaggerating. That is ridiculous. This already has apparently a very high print run, 170,000. I think there was some article that came out a few weeks ago. This would be a very heavily printed book. I think a lot of it to do because of all those incentives, or not incentives, exclusives. But even with so, I like the David Nakayama. There is also Jay Lee and Lucio Perillo. All right, they're pretty cool, but I am more of in the vein of liking the cartoony look to my cartoon characters. I don't like it getting too gritty and too realistic because then it starts to look a little bit ridiculous. If you see some of the store exclusives and how some of the artists handled drawing Lion-O and trying to make him look gritty and real, he looks kind of dumb to me. It just doesn't translate as well. That's just my opinion. Just stick close. Again, I don't like the OKKO crazy reimagining they did of the new cartoon either. I'm just saying, cartoon, it should kind of look like a cartoon. I don't know, but that's just me. But we got those covers. We're also getting a few others here. Ivan Dowell is doing one. We got the action figure cover, obviously, and a pretty cool, Eye of Thundera, or it's looking into the sword. I'm losing track and just losing focus here as I start to rant and rave like a grumpy old man. But look here, there's 6 covers there. I think I just showed you already, right? And we're still not done. These are all the cover price ones too. And then we got a logo, which is cool. I do love the Thundercats logo. So on its own, I'm not gonna yell like I do about like that Afra one that was just black with the stuff because it was just trade dress. It's not even an iconic logo. It says Dr. Afra. It's a trade dress. This is an iconic logo. This is different. This catches my eye, and yeah, I'd be fine with one of these. And it juxtaposed against the Rob Liefeld art next to it. Ugh. Yeah. Look at, you take a close look at that and look at Panthro's eyes, and you tell me if you see what's wrong with that picture. Like, why is one eye on top of his nose and the other eye's way over here? It's abstract art, I guess. But amongst these, there are virgin versions, black and white versions, 1 in 10s, 1 in 20s, 1 in 200s. There's crazy, ridiculous incentives all over the place for this as well. I'm not showing you all of those, just showing you the regular cover price ones because I don't have the time nor the interest in going through all those other covers. So we are going to move it on to our next book, which, hey, seems like we've been talking about this book for months, and yet we're only at issue number 3. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Issue 3 is coming out this week. We'll see if the heat remains on this title or if it's starting to wane and fade amongst the ultimate this, ultimate that. Maybe we'll need an ultimate Beneath the Trees to start selling books. I don't know. But this is the cover A. There is a B cover, which everybody forgets about. And then the incentives are usually a virgin version or recolored black and white version of that B cover. So there's a 1 in 25 here as well. Yeah. Not really doing much, a tiny bit above ratio, but not enough really to report. So we're just going to leave it at that and move on to my reading list. Now, I am going to read Thundercats, and I am going to read Ultimate Black Panther. One way or another, I'm going to get it and I'm going to read it. I'm not paying those prices, but I'll get a hold of a copy to read. That said, amongst all those, some other titles that will be put towards the top of my reading pile are here: Batman, Joker, Year One, Part One, starting off with Joker Tale. Definitely got my interest. I do like the Joker. Who doesn't, right? So, going to definitely be checking out these Batman books. And what I found interesting was I didn't see any incentives for this DC book, this 142. Kind of was caught my eye. But here we go. There are multiple covers. We have this one, pretty cool reflection in the puddle. We got a couple other covers there. I like the lantern, pretty awesome look there. There is a foil. I think it's like $8, $7.99. It is a pretty cool image. I'll have to see how it hits, but that is a pretty cool cover. Even though I'm not a big foil fan, depending on how this one looks, I just like the Joker art alone, so might get it for that reason. And then again, you can see there's a couple others there as well. But again, no incentives. These are all cover price versions, about $6, unless you want to get that foil, which I think again is $8. On top of that, we are continuing in the X-Men universe, so we are getting X-Men 31. See where we're going here with the fall of the House of X as it continues. Not a lot of covers here either. We got an A, we got a trading card one, we've got an X-Men 97 cover here, and then we do have a 1 in 25 incentive. I think that's a Carrie Andrews, possibly. I think it might be Carrie Andrews. And it's got like a throwback vibe. He's been doing a lot of those lately, and I actually do like them. But it's not doing, anything. It's like $15. So it's under ratio. So if you're interested, you can get that one relatively cheap if you're interested. So apart from that, a couple other oddball series that kind of caught my eye and my attention recently has me putting these near the top of the pile, starting with Count Crowley, Mediocre Midnight Monster Hunter. I know this is not the first volume of this series. I got to go back and start reading the original ones, but I did check out issue 1. Here's issue 2. It's kind of fun. You get this whole kind of like a TV show host hosting a monster show, actually hunting monsters, because it's kind of a fun little concept and idea. Think of Vincent Price and Fright Night. Kind of cool, right? So there's a cover A as well as a cover B, if you're interested. This is written by Polka Dot Man, David Dashmalch. I can't say his name, but he plays Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. That's who wrote this comic book. So, so actor, also creating something. Now, I had this book on my radar to want to check it out for a while now, and I finally sat down and read the first 2 issues. So now that the final issue of this opening mini is coming out, Bloodrick number 3 is coming out. There was a second print I think I showed on here before. It kind of intrigued me. I finally got around to reading it, and I kind of enjoyed it. It gave me a little bit of a reminder of like Heathen. You remember that first volume of Heathen when Vault comic books like came onto the scene? It had a similar kind of pacing and vibe as that, even though it's not, it's not saying similar stories. Yes, I believe this is a Viking, and it's kind of a hunter in the first issue, and then the second issue we go a little bit further into telling that little bit of a story. But it's kind of interesting. I kind of like it. I like the art. I like the story. I like the pacing so far. So the first, 3 issues, final issue 3 coming out. I want to finish the story now. So I got it in my reading pile. So issue 3 coming out. I'm going to check this one out too. I don't know. Give it a try. If you like a good like Viking type story, give it a look-see. In that same kind of vein, we are getting another Conan the Barbarian. I think this is issue 7. I think we're up to right about now. Cover A is pretty good. I do like the B cover on it. Oh, there is also a version of that. It might even be foil. That kind of B cover is also pretty cool. Well, actually, it's not the B. I think that's technically the C cover because the B cover is in our next segment. Sorry to jump ahead and confuse you all as I'm mumbling about B's and C's. Point being, these are all regular open order variants that you can get. And the next one is actually part of an interlocking cover set. I wasn't aware of it before. Now that I am, now is when I'm going to show you. So this issue has a connecting cover here with Conan on issue 7. And if you go back, you'll see on issue 5 and 6 and the upcoming issue 8, these will all form a much larger image for you Conan fans. So there you go. You're going through the different time periods of Conan here. It looks like we're going to end with Conan the King on this connecting cover set, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, if you're interested, these are the ones you have to get: 5, 6, 7, and 8. 7 is the issue that is out this week. Now, we are also getting some new number ones coming out this week. Again, things that I will probably try to read and put into my reading pile as well. But since they're new number ones, I felt like I'd separate them a little bit so you guys who are just looking for number ones also have a place to find these. Starting off with Suicide Squad. So DC is giving us a prequel to this video game that they are pushing hard, delayed for years now. Does anybody care? Like, they missed their shot, I think, with the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I know James Gunn's got some new stuff coming out, but I feel like this is way too late to capitalize on Suicide Squad. So I feel like they missed it, but we'll see. So Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum is this mini that is starting off this week. I think it's going to be 6 issues. This is cover A. Oh, I'm sorry, 5. It's just 1 of 5. Mistake. You should just look at the cover myself. 1 of 5. So this is cover A. There are multiple covers to be had, including a B and a C cover, both of which are pretty cool. Kind of like both the features on. I want to say. I keep want to say Killer Croc. It's not Killer Croc. It's King Shark. King Shark. And there is a 1 in 25 incentive as well. I believe I also saw that in some places they had a David Nakayama 1 in 100 for this book, which was pretty cool, which now looks like it was repurposed to just be a regular variant on issue 4. I guess the demand just wasn't quite there to get a 1 in 100 on this one, but it's a pretty cool cover. But now I think it's a C cover on issue 4 to keep an eye out for. So keep an eye out for it in a few weeks. That said, this is the 1 in 25, and it's not really doing all that much either. It's right around ratio or less. So if you're interested, you can go out there and find it. Another new number one this week, starting off in the Star Wars side of things, is Mace Windu. Pretty cool. Do like this right off the bat. Pretty cool image. I even like how the trade dress fits in here with the lightsaber and Mace Windu. This is cover A. There is also a couple other covers as well. If you want a B and a C, that one is I'm going to show it to you in another section later because it is Black History Month for Star Wars cover. They're only doing 5. Ken Lashley did 5 covers for Black History Month for the Star Wars books. I already did a short that dropped earlier today on Sunday. If you're interested in seeing all of them, I did a quick little Star Wars short covering those covers. And then you got the other cover there as well, which you want to pay attention to because you will see that get the Virgin treatment as it is the 1 in 100, and there is also a 1 in 25 to look at here for Mace Windu as well. Now, looking at the 1 in 100, following the Thrawn book's popularity, are we going to have the same heat on this one? Anytime you have a hot book, the next one seems to get a little residual heat. I mean, look at Ultimate Black Panther, right? It's the next Ultimate book. Here's the next Star Wars title following Thrawn getting really hot. So how's this 1 in 100 going to do? Well, out of the gate, not too much to start. Way back in December, we had a $120 pre-sale. And then just 2 days ago on the 2nd, another $120 pre-sale for this 1 in 100. That said, the asking prices are anywhere from under ratio at $92 up to $200. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what the demand is going to be on a book like this. The Virgin versions it's just lazy, in my opinion. It's not really an iconic image, so I don't see it lasting and drawing an audience because of that. So I don't know how this one's going to do. I don't know. I'm not getting. Again, I don't buy 1 in 100. I can't afford them. So I don't generally buy 1 in 100. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I do sometimes when they force my hand. If it's something G.I. Joe or Transformer related, sometimes I will pony up the bucks to pay for some of those because, well, I'm a sucker. And yeah, well, what else can I tell you? On top of this, Marvel is also giving us a new Wolverine book starting with a new number 1. This is Wolverine Madripoor Nights. Looks like we're going back to that Uncanny 268 storyline with Black Widow and Captain America in this Tales from the Past. So 3 of them together again for the last time. Well, this is the cover A. There is also a cover B. that you can get on this one as well. Yeah, pretty equal in my opinion. Not bad. Yeah, not too bad. There is also a 1 in 25 as well as a 1 in 50 on this book. Not a lot of copies of the incentives out there and not a lot of movement on them, so they're still basically in that kind of ratio kind of range. So not a ton of heat on this, at least as of Sunday night. But we do have more number ones coming your way, so I got to speed this one up because there are a lot of new number ones and a lot of covers. Starting off with Dark Souls. Yes, video game. Still continuing with comics. Pretty cool. The Willow King is the sub, I guess, sub series here, mini series they're going to be telling storyline. A lot of covers here though. We got this cover A, and we got these other couple of covers showing up here. I'm not going to even give you which one's B. It doesn't matter. A couple other cover price covers, including a FOC like virgin version of that cover A, and then there's a foil version of that other one there that's also available as well. And then we're not even done there, as we got other ones here with a blank cover. A lot of covers, just saying, just a lot of covers. Now, that's coming out of is that Titan? I think it's Titan Publishing is doing the Dark Souls book. I could be mistaken, but I think it's Titan. Image, however, has a new series starting, The One Hand. This is done by Ram V. I'm interested. I've been liking the stuff that he's been doing the last few years. I remember that Vault book with the vampires, these Savage Shores. Is that what it was called? I think it was that one. Really good read. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. Checking this out. There is a cover A as well as a cover B and a secret, a bueno surprise cover. So here's some sort of thank you cover that they're releasing as a surprise, released for this book as well. And that surprise book also connects with another series that is starting up, I think maybe next week, as you can see here. So it's going to connect to the first issue of The Six Fingers, as these will go together. Different creative team, but they're going to put, I guess these have some sort of connection between the two. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to give them both a read, so we'll see how they do connect. But I thought it was kind of interesting. They put this bueno surprise cover out there for people to get. So with that, we got a one shot. So this technically counts as a new number one. So the finale of Saucer Country, but it's like a one shot. So yeah, go check that out. I haven't read this other series. I've heard it was pretty good, but I haven't checked this out. AWA is giving us a new series called You and I, just the letters U and the letter I. Pretty cool image here for the A cover. There's also a B, a C, and a 1 in 15 incentive that's on that Mike Diodato. I believe it's Diodato. Yeah, Diodato cover there. The B, so then there's a black and white version for the 1 in 15. Yeah, not bad. And the other one is like a romance novel cover, I think is how they called it. Like a little romance homage. So you got that one to look at too. If you like the Power Rangers, they were a little after my time, so I don't have a ton of nostalgia apart from remembering hunting all the toys for my little brother with my dad, having to go to every toy store imaginable to try to find like that white ranger and the tiger and the green ranger. And whew, it was a hustle. It was a hustle back in the day. But Pink Ranger apparently is returning in this new number one. So I guess it's written by the Pink Ranger too, Amy Jo Johnson. Her name's at the top of this book. So we have cover A, cover B, and then a few incentives like on top of this. So not a ton of regular, order covers, but there is a 1 in 25, a 1 in 10, and then they called it the limited retail incentive. I couldn't get a ratio on it anywhere that I could like definitively find. So I don't know what that one is. So if you do know, let me know what that one is. I think it came late, so it might be almost like a FOC. I don't know if it's a thank you or what it is. It just says limited incentive retailer incentive or something like that. And I think Midtown had it listed for like a little bit higher than the 1 in 25, but definitely not as high as the 1 in 50, which is this Virgin Jenny Frizen cover. Gorgeous cover. I like it. There is a MegaCon exclusive recolored version of this that just came out at MegaCon this past weekend as well. So be mindful of that too when you see some of the pricing. But as of right now, this is doing a little bit better than Ratio. You can see early pre-sales in that $60 to $65 kind of range. And then asking prices in that same kind of ballpark. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself and moved on to our next segment. But yes, to try to keep this show rolling, our next segment we'll be looking at these Marvel 97 variant covers. I do have a bunch of shorts that I'm going to do covering these as well. But these are going to be the covers that are basically like the X-Men 97, but they're doing all of Marvel in that, you know, in that kind of vibe. So to kind of promote this upcoming release of X-Men 97, they're redoing the entire Marvel universe in that fashion. So here we have an Avengers title. Yeah, pretty cool. And some of these are like callbacks and homages to previous covers and issues, but then done in a more X-Men 97 cartoon kind of style. We are getting a Captain America one on, I think, Captain America 6. Yep. So you got old school Falcon and Sharon Carter. Doctor Strange, I guess that's what he looked like in the cartoons with the collar. I don't know. Not really caped up in the same way, but this was the Doctor Strange one. So yeah, there's that. Fantastic Four, they had their little go around. They also had a cartoon of their own back in the day. But this is for Fantastic Four number 17. They will also have a Black History Month cover as well. That's not the Star Wars ones. Marvel is also doing some, which we will get into in a minute. But this is the Fantastic Four Marvel 97 cover. She-Hulk, Sensational She-Hulk number 5 has one here too. So she's kind of rocking the Fantastic Four gear, as you can see. Just you don't see the 4, but she's got the blue and white outfit on there. The Thanos is pretty cool. We got a Thanos for Thanos issue 3, giving us an X-Men 90, the Marvel Comics 97 variant. I want to keep wanting to say X-Men 97 because it's like in my head, looking forward to it. But Marvel Comics 97 variant, Thanos. Pretty cool. I like the colors here. They kind of pop. I can't say the same for the last one, which is Venom. This just is kind of boring to me. But I don't know. It looks like he's going through a sewer coming at us, but it's just so much empty space and that puke, boring green and army green. I don't know. It's not popping. So this one, not really a huge fan of, but there you go. Venom. And half of Venom's underwater. So it's, you're losing some of the character there. But I will probably have a little subsection of these because we're getting a few of these every week throughout the month. I think there's going to be a total like 22, somewhere thereabouts, 20 something. Anyway, I got shorts to cover those as well. So if you're interested in just seeing those cover runs, I'll probably start dropping those, maybe Mondays. I think before they come out, I'm going to have like this batch and then next week's batch before next week and then so on and so forth throughout the month. But as I teased before, we only have a couple, but Marvel is also doing regular Marvel variants for Black History Month. So we will look at the Black History Month variants as well, starting off with Captain America. Once again, Captain America 6 has another cover here, this time spotlighting Sam Wilson's Cap. I'm a little wary of the upcoming movie, Cap 4, after hearing that Seth Rollins has been cut and they're taking the whole Serpent Society out and they're reshooting, and their reshoots are supposed to last from May to August, which is enough time to film an entire new movie. So a little wary on what's going on here with the next installment of Cap. So yeah, we'll see. I get it. Delays, writer delays, all that stuff, but that's a lot of reshoots. And to hear entire crews of characters being cut completely isn't a good sign. So we'll see. That said, this is that Fantastic Four one I mentioned before. So this has got Luke Cage featured here on Fantastic Four 17 for their Black History Month cover. Now, let's move it on to the later print section. We do have some reprints, etc. to kind of go through, starting off with the facsimile reprint of Young Romance 125. I'm not entirely sure why they're reprinting. There's probably some reason you guys are going to be like, how did you not know it's the anniversary of this or that or the... I'm sorry, I don't know the reason. The only thing I look at this cover, I think is in poor taste in the timing. It feels like I'm looking at a Vince McMahon cover of things he's been alleged to have done. So this Young Romance cover is not hitting at the right time, I don't think, personally. But we're getting a facsimile of this issue released nonetheless. You're also getting, while not a reprint per se, it kind of is, because this Red Hood The Hill issue 0 is coming out ahead of some new series that they're kind of trying to get you caught up on. So this collects Red Hood Outlaw 51 and 52, so you can get caught up. So it's sort of a reprint, sort of a collected edition. Just something to be mindful of if you're getting ready to read this new storyline there on the Batman side of things. Bunch of just random second prints coming out for you. Lotus Land. So we're getting Lotus Land #1 out of Boom. We're also getting a second print for Beneath the Trees #2. So if you want to get caught up there, you get Beneath the Trees #2. The Energon universe, got to reprint everything. And not only that, we're getting Duke #1, which just came out a few weeks ago. So we're getting the second print already. And we got to have multiple versions of it like we do every time, because for some reason we need 3 covers on the second print. I like the Destro. It's pretty cool. I mean, Rock and Roll's not bad either, but why are you making me have to buy two more covers on the second prints, man? You're killing me. And then you get this lineup here on the third version for some reason. Like, why do we need 3 of these? I get it. You want to get the Joe side, the Cobra side. You're going to make a lot of people double dip, myself included, probably, to get these, even though they're second prints of a book I already have a couple of copies and different cover versions of the first print. You're going to make me buy even more. What's this third one for? Who's this for? It's just unnecessary. It's completionist is what there is. They're trying to get the completionist, the OCD collector that I can sometimes be. They're really trying to just get me to shell out another $15 for this book. Oh, it's annoying. And then on the flip side of things, I get mad at the Conan series because they make me want to buy some of these second print covers because they just look really cool. Like this black and white version of Conan #5. It's just the line work here, the detail. I just want to stare at this for a while and just see if I can make everything out and see the depth of this picture. But we're getting this as well as #6, also getting a second print treatment. I think is the Jay Lee cover on issue 6. So now we got also the black and white sketch version. Just saying. And then they'll go and release other new cover art versions of these two. They try to get you as well. Titan, I believe, is doing these. And then out of nowhere, this one kind of took me by surprise. The Case of the Bleeding Wall, #1. One, I don't remember this regular title coming out. And next, I don't know why we're having multiple. Like, was this popular? Did I miss something? If I did, please fill me in the comments down below. But we're getting this second print. We're getting a virgin version of the second print. And then, oh, I think I marked that improperly. The one with the trade dress is actually on the left is a 1 in 5. And then there is a 1 in 10 incentive second print. And it's not Marvel doing it. So 4 covers, including incentives, on a second print. What, did I miss something? I don't know. Anyway, we're a half hour in. We still got a few segments to go. So let's roll on to covers. Covers that I like. It's not a ton in this section. I think there's maybe like 4. Just things that just kind of stood out. They didn't fit in any other category, so I put them here. This cover is cool. This is Alien #4. It's got me thinking I need to go back and start reading Alien comics because I haven't really been keeping up with these. I think I read like the first issue when they first released it, like way back, and now we're in like another volume, new #1s, etc. Maybe I need to go get caught up because this cover, I don't know, it's catching my eye. I just kind of want to check out what's going on here. And reminds me, I do like the Alien franchise. So I might have to go back and start reading this series. Chris Bacalo giving us an awesome bubblegum cover here with Harley on the Birds of Prey issue. Issue is 6, I think. I think we're up to 6. I can't remember the number, but we'll see it because I think there's other. Oh, there's this version as well. So you got, I think this is the Lyrics Lee, possibly. I can't remember. Or Ikijor. Can't remember. They all sometimes kind of bleed. The art styles are very similar, but we're still pretty cool cover. You got Big Barda and Orphan or Batgirl, whatever we're calling her these days. Then there is this regular cover A. This is actually not like a cheesecake cover, but it is a cover I thought was really cool. I do like this Poison Ivy 19. So normally we put Poison Ivy, and I think I did still put some Poison Ivy covers in the cheesecake section because that's how they usually sell this book. But this ain't cheesecake, but I kind of dig this. This reminds me of almost like a Fables kind of vibe, like the James Jean, James Jean, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Never get pronunciations right. Don't know if I need to do with an accent or what, but this is Poison Ivy #19, and then there is a spot foil version of this coming out as well, which has me intrigued. Spot foil is something I want to see more of instead of just the whole sheet of boring, bland, muddy foil. Spot foil could be cool if it's just like the apple glowing. I don't know. So I'd have to see this one in person to see if this one is how cool it is. But I did mention cheesecake covers, and I did mention uh, DC is still going strong with these. So let's just get right into it. Not to be undone by Marvel's ski chalet covers, DC is going to this well now, a month later, with sweater weather. So they're calling these sweater weather variants. I'll probably have all of these in this section because that looks like the angle they're going with for all of them, at least the first two. So this Birds of Prey book is also giving us this Pablo Villalobos version, which again, pretty cool cover. It again, you can see he's got a little bit of a Hughes vibe to his art, so I like it because of that. But yeah, it is what it is. Fire and Ice are also getting the sweater weather treatment, and a lot of their covers kind of fall in this category anyway too. But this is a Lyrically on this one. Again, regular cover price version that you can go and pick up at your shop if you're interested. I mentioned Poison Ivy before, so David Nakayama's given us a pretty solid Poison Ivy here on that issue number 19, and this is also the cover they are using for wait for the huge changes. I mean, you see the limited trade dress, that tiny barcode, watch them just disappear for this 1 in 100. Oh, not 1 in 100. I'm sorry, 1 in 50 incentive. So different. But this is like ratio and or less, so it's right around $50. Didn't bother giving you details on it, but if you're interested, that's kind of where it's at. It's right around ratio. I don't know if this one's gonna start spiking all of a sudden, but who knows? Keep an eye on it. But so far, it's just level. It's just right there. Sensational She-Hulk. We had that X-Men 97 cover. We also had there's the Hildebrandt card cover is mixed in there as well with a Virgin variant of that. And then we do have this, I think is another Pablo Villalobos, this time doing She-Hulk. Just a regular variant. Fine, it's pretty cool. You can go and get this one. And then if you really want to shell out some dough, you can get the Virgin version of this one, which this one is a 1 in 100 because it's a Marvel. Now, hers already sold at a little bit of a premium, about $140, $140 back in December. That was the only pre-sale I could dig out. And then there is one listed asking 160 thereabouts. So we'll see. I don't know the volume. There's not a lot of these. Again, there's not like a ton of volume sold. There's not a ton of volume listed because we're at issue 5 now, right? I mean, how many people are still really heavily ordering Sensational She-Hulk? Could be a toughie. We'll see. All it takes is like 1 or 2 sales, and all of a sudden, the prices get kind of nuts. Speaking of incentives, let's take a look at the incentives here. I just have a few. These few that didn't fit other categories. I didn't give you the whole rundown of the Obi-Wan covers because, well, they're not great, but this is the 1 in 25 for Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think issue 5. So, see here, Reva fighting Vader, pretty cool. Early pre-sales, nothing to write home about. You look at those January sales, $10 and under $20 for this 1 in 25. You're like, well, so what's the big deal? Oh, well, those are the only 2 that sold, but the asking prices, is it just the Star Wars? Again, the Thrawn driving, asking prices up because look, now they're asking $40 to $45. And there's one at auction, still days to go, but that is where the market is asking. Will these sell for this price this week? I don't know, but that's why we're watching it to see what happens. We're also going to keep an eye on this one. I don't really like this cover. I'm just not a huge fan. It's meh. Shazam number 8, however, it is a Mary Marvel cover. It could have even got close to the cheesecake, I guess, section, but we only had the one pre-sale that I could find, and it was only for about $20. But the asking price is again a little uneven. There is a $15 copy that was listed just today, but it is listed as fine, so it is not in the greatest shape for 1 in 25. I guess they got it early. And then there's one at auction, but then the others, like I said, they're asking $40 to $60. Like they're trying to cash in on the recent DC 1 in 25, phenomena. I guess it would seem like for week after week we were getting at least one in 1 in 25 incentive girl cover from DC that was selling for $40 right out of the gate. Some of them jumped up after that. So could be fishing, could be something, could be nothing. Just something to keep an eye on. I would have thought more of this 1 in 50 for the Birds of Prey, but I honestly don't like it all that much. I don't know. Their head's maybe too big. There's something about it. I just don't really care for this all that much. It's just meh. But with that said, it is a 1 in 50, something to keep an eye on. There was a sale, but for half ratio, but way back in December, though. So we really can't put that into context. That's like a pre-order um, incentive. So uh, there's not a lot to write home about there. And then the ask right now, they have it listed for $50, but they're listing as a 1 in 25. But this is a 1 in 50 incentive. The 1 in 25 is like a blue cover that has multiple characters on it. This is the 1 in 50. So maybe it's a mislisting. I don't know, but it's something to keep an eye on because again, it is still a 1 in 50. It is a girl cover for DC. And as I said, the recent trends of the last couple of months, some of these have hit, some of these have missed. We'll see what happens again here. Now, to wrap us up, hopefully getting this done in 45 minutes, we do have Valentine's Day on the way. Personally, I could care less. That's not a holiday that I really pay much attention to, and thankfully, neither does my wife. She, even when we were dating, neither of us really cared for it. We just thought it was silly to just go and have to do things like, well, we have to go out to eat and wait in line forever and make reservations and all that. So, thankfully, it's not a big deal for me. But we are getting some special comics related to this holiday. So I put them in this section here. Starting off with Godzilla. Yes, for some reason, we are getting a Godzilla Valentine's Day special. Okay, IDW. Cover price here, $5. We got an A. There's a B. And there is a 1 in 10, which right now it's above ratio. Like a lot of listings and some of the sales are right around the $10 to $15 kind of range. Again, nothing huge, so I didn't bother doing the whole dip into the research, but that's kind of where it's at, as many IDW 1 in 10s are. I only really start paying attention to the IDW 1 in 10s when they start pre-selling like 20 and above, like double. But this one is still right there, ratio and a little above. So why we have a Valentine's Day special for Godzilla, I couldn't tell you, but we do. IDW is really sticking with these holiday themed books because I'm surprised we don't see a Sonic one yet. Maybe that's next week. But My Little Pony is also giving us a Valentine's Day special with Romeo and Juliet classics reimagined. So, yay. Cover A, as well as a B and a 1 in 10. Same story as the Godzilla. There are ratios out there, but they're really not doing all that much. If you're interested, go for it. Just saying, we're getting Valentine's Day books. As you've probably seen plenty of store exclusives for this one, let's look at just the regular covers. Archie is also having a Valentine's spectacular because Archie always gives us summer specials, winter specials, this special for this, that, and the other, Groundhog Day special. I'm surprised we missed that. But exclusives are really what drive, I think, these Archie books at these times with the specials. Like, there's always one or two that everybody just has to have. I'm not sure what those ones are right now, but let's just look at these regular covers because I kind of like the well, this cover A is fine. There is a B cover, and I do like this I Heart Betty. It's like a flash dance kind of thing going on here. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. So you do have those options, but these are the regular ones, unrelated to the store exclusives that are probably a plethora of out there trying to get you to throw down extra bucks. So out of this, you think, wow, we had a Godzilla, we had a My Little Pony, and obviously Archie's not a big surprise, but I was actually dumbfounded when I saw this next one. I'm like, seriously? A Valiant Valentine's Day special? This is what we're getting? And apparently a very Valentine's special is what we're getting out of Valiant Comics. So there you go. No incentives here. Just this one book. But yeah, Valiant also doing it. And not to bury this, but the last one is in the spirit, I think, for the season, but it's not called the Valentine's special, is Guy Gardner. DC's How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. Fun little play on the old movie. I think it was also a book or something, maybe. I don't know. But still, the old movie thing, tying in with Guy Gardner. Pretty fun. Amanda Connor cover here. There is also a I thought I put this in I guess I didn't. I was putting that Wonder Woman in the cheesecake section, but I guess I forgot. I was going to double dip and put it in both. Maybe I decided at the last minute to pull it and just because I'm putting it here. But the Wonder Woman's not bad. And then you got a weird looking Flash cover there because he's super fast. It's okay. But with these, there is an incentive, and we're going to finish the show with this uh, final book, the 1 in 25 for How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. We have Nightwing and Barbara Gordon sitting there as she's got herself a handful of Nightwing as they look at the bat symbol in the sky. I actually like this cover. I thought it was funny, and I didn't order it. I'll keep an eye out for it if I can find one for a decent price, because, like I said, I just like it. I just think it's funny. But that's just me. And one sold. I found one pre-sale, and again, it was under $20. It was well under ratio, but the asking prices have me nervous that I'm not gonna be able to find one. As you can see, a couple ask for $50 to $55 already, and then there was one at auction. But those comic biz the auctions, they're always out there. They always got days to go, so who knows where it's going to end by the time we get there. I try to do this early in the week so we can get a jump on the new release books, but this is our last book, another one to keep an eye on for the week. And hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found that rundown helpful. Thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Thanks for all the support for the channel. We do really, really appreciate you guys showing up for all the shows. I mean, the boys doing live shows on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I do a live show as well on Wednesdays, and I do my recorded stuff. But we are getting a lot of positive feedback, and I do appreciate it. We do appreciate all the thumbs up, all the likes, all those extra subscribers. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing even more. And with that all said, I'll see you soon with some more content. All right, later.